Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think about to go live, everybody.
There we go. My computer screen was dark. I was like, why is everything so dark?
My background is kind of dark, but I think it's cool.
Oh, that's fine over there.
Yeah.
You guys were live.
What up?
Hey!
All right.
Flip it.
Cheers. We should make a toast.
Yeah.
Let me send y'all the link first.
Yeah, let's wait for a second.
I'm gonna send everybody.
It's ready. You can get it started tonight.
Dang, I need to invest in some little straws.
Some straw. Oh, I have some. I forgot mine. Damn.
Like the metal ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the ones you could keep and just wash.
Yeah.
No, metal are dangerous. They hit your teeth. I hate them.
Ooh.
Really?
Maybe try silicone.
Maybe I'll just get the
For silicone.
little, not recyclable, but like cardboard or something.
Well, they have the avocado seed ones, and they have silicone, and then they have, what's the other one?
Rubber?
The rubber one would be funny. I have a rubber straw. Thank you very much. Oh, let's see. I see Pool House Live on IG, girls. What's up?
Okay, I just sent the group text the link, and then I'm about to send Elizabeth the link.
Okay, I just got the link. Well, that's it. Hey, people, what's up? I'm only live for a second, but log on right now. We are on with the Pool House ladies. I'm going to share the link with you right now. You know what?
Okay.
I should have done this in my stories.
Y'all have the link now. Go ahead and update your IGs
Okay.
Ladies.
if you want.
Did you text it to us, Kaya?
Yeah, did you get it in the group text?
Yeah, I got the group. All right, people. I'm about to give you the link of where you can watch this live right now. And that was the shortest one ever.
I did not get a text.
Oh, really? No? Here, I'll send it to you separately.
Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah. I guess it would be hard to have music on right now, right? It would just be really tinny in the background and everything.
And we'd be copywritten. We wouldn't be able to monetize on this.
Oh yeah.
Got it. I got the Zoom link. Oh wait, no, it says sent you a Zoom link.
You got the YouTube link, right? No.
I just got it.
Okay.
All right.
We are live, you guys. Click the link in my bio right now and join me and the Pool House ladies.
Hey.
Hey.
With a special guest.
Not that special, like semi-special.
No, you're special.
No, I have some questions.
You have some questions for me?
That's
like,
no.
Right,
are we both wearing animal print too?
I know. You know what? Yes, we are on the same wavelength. I love that. And yeah,
right.
Same thing. Oh!
How to catch a cheetah.
That's it. Are you from Jersey? This is how to catch a cheetah. Okay, you just wear one. This is what we're gonna do.
Right. It's fake fur.
I'm putting this link here. Web link. All right.
Cool.
Everybody's like right here. We're posting like live, and so everyone's just posting on the live. I'm about to watch us live.
Okay. I think we're good, right? Everyone's updated their link and we're all good. Okay. Okay. Cool. I think we're good. Should we start with a shot real quick before we introduce ourselves? I haven't done all yet. I don't know about y'all, but
I need one. Today's been a long ass day. Oh my god.
I need a shot glass. I didn't even.
Yeah, I own just one.
go grab one, you guys.
I'm waiting for you guys whenever you're ready. I'm all set up.
Hold on.
I'm supposed to have a shot. I got a drink. Like, oh, I see that makeup. She's got some purple lips and green eyes.
Oh, yeah. Danielle.
Thank you. We lost one.
Is that a jalapeno on your drink? Like a full jalapeno, Danielle? Like, why are you trying to outspice everybody all the time?
Wow.
Margarita. Ooh.
Okay, so cheers to an amazing night, an amazing show. I'm so happy to be here with all of you.
All of you love.
He's like,
Yeah.
Oh, she's still pouring.
Oh,
Ready?
Okay.
Cheers, ladies.
cheers.
yes.
Thank God it's Friday.
TG hat, bro.
Ooh. Oh my God. Okay. So if y'all didn't know who are watching, our cocktail of the night is a margarita.
Oh, my thing.
Your thing. Oh, y'all got margaritas tonight. Cool.
Mm. I was excited.
And I made some shrimp ceviche.
Oh my God.
Ooh, okay. Now I'm jealous. That looks so
That
good.
is so good.
I die for ceviche.
All right, so let's just introduce ourselves real quick. I'm Pega Shares.
Nidra Stone.
Danielle.
Natalia Di Natale.
And Elizabeth Stout.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the
love
pool
it.
house.
Welcome to the pool.
Pull out.
Yes.
And Elizabeth is a private investigator, so she's going to be answering all of your questions at the end of the night. So make sure you keep watching and comment on YouTube and IG, mostly YouTube though. Please watch us on YouTube. Best quality.
Good questions.
Yeah, ask her some juicy questions. She really wants
Juicy.
juicy questions.
Juicy.
And I promised the girls that I would answer all your questions. So
Okay.
I'm nervous. I hope nobody who's gonna ask any too terrible questions is like not tuning in. Actually, I kind of do because that's really good.
Okay, so let's show off our outfits real quick because tonight we didn't have a theme for our wardrobe, which normally we do. So let's just go around and show off what we're wearing. Nidra.
We kind of had the what was it? Casual Friday.
Yeah.
So since
Very
you have casual,
Yeah, some of us casual.
Whatever your casual is.
I'm at home, so I covered the chair up today. So
That is not casual.
Yeah, that's not casual Friday.
I got on house shoes.
You're cute. Look
And
at
twerking. Definitely not casual. It's working.
Always.
you, mama.
Working makes everything look better.
That top probably does too, but you know, casual.
I wanted to wear the top. I've never worn it. I was like, you know what? Maybe tonight. I didn't know if it would even show, but a little bit.
No, it's cute.
Maybe tonight.
But it's really comfortable. So it's really like chill.
What you got on,
Like,
Elizabeth?
it's really chill.
Yes.
It's just
Gotta adjust sometimes.
Don't get me started.
It's
You
just
don't
so
have so
chill.
much for
What do you
showing.
think? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a dress. I've only worn it twice. One time I wore it to brunch with you, Danielle, a long time ago.
I'm sorry about.
This is my second time wearing this dress ever. But yeah, it's like
That's cute.
Cute. I like the color.
the material is interesting. Yeah, so I thought
Cute, chill.
color.
It's like periwinkle. I don't know if I
Shout
see
out,
it.
Natalia.
All right, so we didn't have a theme, and I was like, man, what am I gonna wear? And I just got into Tiger King, like not even a day ago. I swear to you, 2 days ago when I was watching it, and I was thinking in my head, you know what? I want to wear something cheetah print. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, I'm gonna wear. So this is Carol Baskin inspired. Little cheetah print, right? It's a cute dress. It's kind of like velvety feeling, velour, and has a slit. So
That is
Very cute. I've never heard her inspire anybody to dress. I think
Yeah.
that's
Right.
the first time, like, save this. I was
that's cute.
yeah, or maybe to kill your husband, but we don't know about that one. We're still in the, air about that one.
What about you?
Elizabeth,
How
what
about you, Danielle?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she's like,
Drum roll.
Ooh.
There she goes.
Okay.
A little slit.
Okay.
adorable.
Summer vibes or spring vibes. I can't tell.
Green.
Spring. Okay, spring.
We're all wanting to get out of winter and quarantine. It's like,
Exactly.
where's my skimpiest outfit? Where's my
I
lightest
know.
shirt?
We're turned up at home.
What are you wearing, Elizabeth?
Yeah. Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah.
So she, Haga didn't tell me. She's like, oh, there's no theme, just margaritas. It's like, okay, well, what do I want to wear? I've been locked up. I've been wearing sweats every day, or like pajamas. Like, oh my God, it's 10 a.m. Did I remember to brush my teeth today? And I'm looking at my coffee, like, no, gotta go brush those teeth. So I wanted to look somewhat girly and feminine so I can like feel somewhat myself again. This whole COVID's killing me. But anyway, so I got the animal print too.
Ooh.
This guys, I got this on Amazon. I should actually use this as my review. Like just pull this piece from this little
Right?
and on air it looked great and all my girlfriends loved it and it's so soft and comfortable.
Yes,
It's cute.
Thank you.
Super cute.
I love it.
I got a question. So like when you guys went on your personal page, did you do how did you live? Just to be like, hello, well, you better watch right now.
You gotta go to IGTV.
You know what I did, Nidra? I just like recorded all of us, like the screen. I recorded all of us on the
Oh,
screen.
you know
And
what?
then I wrote, we're going live. Click the link in the bio.
That is
I just recorded myself.
okay.
Or you can do that too. Whatever it is, as long as they click.
That'll be
I bet I can.
Okay. Oh, I think I realized how to do it. My whole area is messed up now with Jenny. So how was you guys' day, man? Like, what was your day
Oh,
like?
man. It's been hot. I feel like that's what it's been. And it's been good, you know, chilling, eating my feelings.
Did you hang inside?
Eating my feelings.
Danielle, don't you have
Try
some
not
blocker-
to.
You have some blocker smash segments for
I
us?
do.
Oh, I missed this. Let's go.
Elizabeth, do you remember Block and Smash?
Yes, I remember, of course.
Okay.
So,
So I had 3 scenarios, and then you guys could tell me if they're blockable or smashable.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is my husband and I are quarantined together, and he ordered DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, whatever suits you. He ordered him a steak dinner, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when it got there to the door, and I opened the door, it being like my husband, and I asked him about the order, and he offered if you want something, like I'll order you something. So he basically just ordered for himself. He ordered
blocker smash.
So
Do we
we
even have to
blocked.
discuss this one? Is this one even up for discussion?
You don't leave me hungry. Don't leave me hungry.
We just did something.
So it's a block for all y'all?
Is it really?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well, I won't like block him. He's my husband, but he's not gonna get smashed
He ain't
that
getting
night. Like,
tonight or probably for a week at least.
yeah.
Food and me? Mm-mm.
No, he's just, I mean, he's done. That's it. You know, I'm finding my new lease after, quarantine.
A
Like,
whole new lease?
Damn.
I'm gonna rethink our marriage.
Divorce worthy?
yeah, but I mean, like, okay, unless she's like one of those types who's like, I'll have a salad. No, I'm not hungry. I'm watching my figure. Like, if it's like
Yeah.
that, I can understand. But like, I eat, and if he's not like, baby, what do you want? Like when he's ordering, there's an issue. Like, there's something seriously wrong.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really important, by the way, to ask
Food.
us what we want to eat, okay? Even if we're confused and we don't know what we want, order something anyway.
Anyway.
No, but okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Because we can't
Okay.
put a blanket rule on this and tell all men just feed us all the time. Because that's not true. Because there are some women who will get pissed if their man orders them food or gets them food. One, because maybe they think it's controlling or something, and two, because like maybe they're on a specific diet, or I don't know, just some women are like, some people, not women, people are like that. So like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but then okay, so then she wouldn't be complaining about it. Then they already have their relationship.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have that. She'd be like, yeah, that's cool. No, I don't want to put on the pounds or whatever. But like, she's obviously upset. So is this like a new thing, I guess, or does she just like to bitch about?
Well, first of all, for me, it's my husband, so he should already know.
You know, I married him.
Right, like, come on.
You can
now.
ask
Y'all
me if
think
I'm
he gonna
hungry.
care, and then you think I'm not hungry?
But the fact
Exactly.
that he's asking if she should block or smash, he obviously wears pants and he's just doing whatever he want to do.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
set up, block.
Well,
That kind of comparable to like one of us cooking a full meal, but then not feeding him and just eating it all
Evil.
ourselves.
It's so evil.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Kind of mean.
yeah.
You always ask like, hey, are you hungry? Do you want something? Like you
At
always
least.
do that.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
Okay, so the next one, you have a roommate. You guys just moved in, like maybe a week before quarantine started. So now you thought he was cute, but since now we're quarantined, y'all have been basically spending a lot of time together. Remember, this is your male roommate, and since you're the female, it's opposite sex. So y'all been like doing little subtle flirts, or your head on his lap or whatever, and then he kisses you when y'all are Netflixing and chilling or whatever. So you don't know if the feeling is because of the interaction because you're quarantined, or is it just because you guys just genuinely get along? So what do you do after quarantine? Are you gonna block or are you gonna smash your roommate that you just signed the lease with?
I know my answer already. I'm
So
a
what's
block.
your answer, Pega?
I'm a block because I don't want my life to be messy like that. I ain't messy like that. Like that's cool if you want to be messy like that, but nah, I'm not gonna shit where I eat or eat where I shit, whatever the phrase is. Like
yeah,
no.
I
I
agree.
agree with that.
Because then you have to look for a new roommate or a new apartment after quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blocking.
You know,
Same.
it depends. It depends on like your relationship. Like, are you guys cool like that? Is he cool? Can you move on and be like, that was weird or that was cool, but I don't see us going there and then continuing? I think it depends on your relationship because I have known guys that I feel like to where if that happened, they would be cool like that. But most of the time, someone's involved and the other person isn't. So like one person likes the other person, the other person's like, not so much. That's generally how it goes. So I feel like it could be sticky. But okay, Pega, if you're gonna block him, girl, it sounds like in this she went in for the kiss too. So are you just teasing and then changing your mind?
Yeah, because y'all kissed.
Yeah, she went. It's not like he's like, oh, and she's like, no. It's like, oh yeah. Hi.
I think Pega changed her mind. She was probably like, not my roommate. Never mind.
No, I can't. I have to be logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So harsh.
Yeah.
It's like this constant battle of the
Yeah.
logic versus heart. And
Guys, this drink.
you're right though. That's just a tease. That's cruel.
Basically.
I'm gonna blame it on the girl for not stopping it, being mature right there, being like,
Are we all blocking them except for Liz?
Liz.
well,
She's just trying to get it in. She ain't tripping.
Yeah, like it's quarantine.
Yeah.
Like, I know we ain't going nowhere. It's here
Yeah.
24/7.
It's fine.
Is there a situation where that would be cool though? Where that would be like work out?
I don't know if it'd work out because I don't know the future, especially if it's that new. But I'd be willing to give it a chance if I felt like I liked doing that at the time. But then again, I'm very unconventional, and I have probably sometimes too much of an open mind that gets me into trouble, and also gets me great things. So I kind of just like shit. Let's see what sticks and works out. I don't know. I'm very open. It got me into a lot of bad relationships. I'm like, he's terrible in like every single way, but let's give it a go. Maybe it'll work out. Who knows?
You never know.
Benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Do any of you have a story about a situation like that? Because I feel like we all do, where it's like our our best friend's friend or something, or like just a sticky situation where it's like the person is like too close to home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a neighbor.
Fourth neighbor, obviously.
It was this guy. It wasn't too long ago, so I'll try to broaden it.
Narrow.
He was not my type, but
Wait, you did it?
Really?
And he became you, right?
Was what?
Then he became you, right?
He was like my height. Strike one.
Uh-huh.
He had a pot belly.
Oh my gosh.
Strike two.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're cute. I kind of like ones.
Yeah.
A little bit, but this was around like, damn, it's hard.
Oh.
Like what? And especially when the person doesn't drink, you're like,
Why?
Why?
Where's it coming from?
Right.
Yes.
It's cortisol. Straight to the
Yeah.
body. I've seen those infomercials, okay?
Right.
So I didn't get that. So anyway, long story short, he had money, so he thought it was gonna be like whatever. No, I am first. I ain't gonna lie, I'm physical. I gotta be attracted to you.
Yeah.
And we'll work the rest down the list, but I have to see you and want to just jump you.
What about you?
Okay.
Wait, but okay, did you go for him at all? Did you like lead him on? Because I thought like he
No,
was.
so we used to hang out because he was cool. He was always like, hey, you wanna do this? Hey, you wanna... And I'm like, yeah, sure, cool. And then all of a sudden it got leaving stuff at my door, sending stuff to my mail. Like it was just really weird. And it's like,
Oh, doing too much.
you
We
get
were doing too
mad
much.
because he was next to you. So what do? You finally have to just keep it real. And hey, this is
Is it gonna work?
not
Yeah.
gonna work.
Yeah.
But why and all those things, and I'm not a jerk. Like I won't really break it down unless it was like a real issue. I was just like, I'm not interested in dating right now.
Like, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Why
my
you? It's me.
I'm pretty
Okay, the next one. I'm sorry.
What'd you
Go
say?
ahead, babe.
we were talking about situations where it's like too close to home. You said your neighbor. I'm pretty sure my neighbors were trying to have a threesome with me.
Ooh,
Like
like I don't know.
Damn. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, I got that vibe heavy from them, especially the chick. Like,
Was she pretty?
crazy.
I was gonna ask the same thing. So was it cool?
Right, like
I would have stayed cool. Okay, back in my day.
But no, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Like, neighbor,
What?
literally right across.
But I would have stayed cool in case, I ever move.
okay, wait. Speaking of
He's like,
neighbors,
what's
there's
that?
another blocker smack. We have just two more, but y'all can let me know. Okay, so say your neighbor cooked a meal and it takes them like a long time, something like maybe gumbo. Takes a long time to prepare. So, and we're still in quarantine, by the way. So say this is happening now. She offers you or he or she offers you like to taste it or to try it. So do you eat the food or do you not eat the food?
Who is this again? Is it a neighbor?
Y'all not eating the food. It's your neighbor.
Your favorite food, but you know they use their hands to make it. Their hands
Are we
are
talking quarantine time or regular?
We're talking quarantine time.
Nope.
It's like, try it. Have a bite while it's fresh right now.
Mm-mm.
He could have.
Maybe it's an old lady. What?
Well, you know what I noticed, if y'all haven't noticed,
You would eat
first
it?
of all, we were talking about this the other day, Pega, going to the store, cleaning the stuff, disinfecting the stuff, washing your hands. Because I'm paying so much attention, my hands are dry. Think about it. When you just grab the milk and then you pour it in the bowl and then you're about to put it in the pot, like you're touching so many different things. Like I don't trust anybody's cooking right now.
So you would literally
Maybe
this old lady at your door who's
Hey.
offering you a hot meal.
I would send her some flowers and tell her I'm so sorry.
Please,
Whatever it is, I would do
Figure it out.
something.
I guess there's
I don't know.
please be
Or
there.
what, can we just take it and not eat it?
I
What do you
guess.
think she's
Just like
trying to kill you? Need your
And just lie about it.
What'd you say, Natalia?
I was like, what do you think she's trying to kill you? Like when food is cooked, the virus is not, on the food itself.
Unless
you
she
know what I'm
spit in
saying?
it and she's a spiteful old woman.
Yeah.
Old hag.
Young people die.
I feel like she wouldn't be intentionally maybe, but she doesn't know.
But you know what I've been seeing? I've been seeing a lot of people, I haven't personally done it, but I've been seeing a lot of people like they haven't been interacting, but they've been dropping off food to one another, like friends. Like I baked
Yeah.
you brownies and I left them on your doorstep, kind of thing. So if it's like that, and if I obviously know my neighbor and we're cool, it's like, oh wow, that's a sweet gesture, she had extra whatever. But if it's just like, here, I made you food, I'd be like,
What you got?
What would you guys do, Elizabeth and Danielle?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Are you asking what? Oh, I would tell her no. I can cook my own food.
So you would refuse this hot,
You're
beautiful.
so mean. No, I can go my own food.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I don't know if this is like an ethnicity thing, but let me tell you something about Black people and food. First, we need to know who's cooking it and where is it being cooked at.
Oh my God.
Because, and then like, if we don't know your habits, like my mom always taught me, if your kitchen and your bathroom are not clean, I'm not eating there. First of all, and if you just have nasty habits, like one of my friends was telling me a story about how her mom and her mom's friend were so close, they ate at this lady's house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But she said one time she went to the restroom, it's not even virus. One time she saw the lady go to the restroom and she was waiting to use it next. Come out, she didn't hear the water running, because we know, like, we're listening. She didn't hear the water running, and so then she's like, oh, maybe she'll wash her hands when she gets to the kitchen before she starts cooking. No, she didn't. Wash her hands after she used the restroom. So I'm not eating.
Nope.
First of all, at anyone's house, I definitely don't wash your hands. But I just have to like really know you have to be at your house a couple of times. Like I have to not get stomach flu, something, so that I know that you're a good cook. And this is just like pre-coronavirus. Like African Americans, we want to know who making it and where it's being cooked at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, Middle Eastern.
Just like we want to know who won't be there.
That is so good.
Like they want to know who cooked the mac and cheese, who made the
You gotta know
greens,
who cooked the mac and cheese. That's for sure.
who made the gumbo. Yeah, like I'm not playing with you with nobody food.
What about you, Elizabeth?
But yeah, I mean that's just me. So my answer was no. I would have said, ma'am, you know coronavirus is running rampant in these streets, and I cannot eat your food right now. But after this is over, I will gladly maybe give it to my dog. But I'm not taking it.
Danielle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Say yes.
Don't be rude to the.
You would not tell
Wait.
her that.
Oh my God! Don't tell
I
me
do not believe that
dog.
you are not that inconsiderate.
I'm just like, I'll take your food, but I am going to tell her that my virus is running rampant. And I can't be eating anybody's food.
Can I tell you guys a random story this reminds me of? When I used to be in cosmetology school years ago, we had this woman, this little Indian woman. She would bring us expired cookies from Costco all the time. And she was like, so like, here you go, girls, and this, and like so happy to give it. And like for 2 years, and like they were always expired, and we always took them. We always took them.
Oh my God!
It was like
y'all getting upset because she took the expired cookies. But when I tell the old lady, like she shouldn't be telling that lady. No, you shouldn't be telling the lady, don't bring us no more expired cookies. Because you're gonna get us sick.
Something, yeah.
No, they were, how we knew they were so hard. Like you literally had to take a bite and you're like, damn, I'm about to chip my tooth. It was like, I was like,
no. I'm gonna tell her, you girls like try one of those? Eat one of those with me. Eat one of those with me.
And what's crazy is Costco is not that expensive either. So there's probably like $6 for like 50 cookies.
Yep.
Dang.
You can't get that to Costco. I've never seen expired food there. I don't know if she's getting it from like a donation program or something, but
She's
you
getting
can't.
it and not getting to it. And then she's like,
you know what I think? No, yeah, she would get it for like the house. It would expire, or she would have it, whatever it was sitting for a while. Then she's like, yeah, and I like, maybe neighbors are like that. I feel bad. I don't want to throw this away. Let me give it to somebody else. It's like, lady.
And then you didn't say nothing, and now you say can got the diarrhea.
So I'm like you, Danielle. Like I always question because that's how I was raised. My mom was always like, you need to see how somebody, keeps their house because they cook the same way, that their living room and bedroom looks like.
Yeah.
So we are
Gosh.
blocking, caching.
My mom always taught me, like, she's like, if you're gonna go eat in a restaurant, go to the bathroom first, because that's a telltale sign of, how well they keep their kitchen and clean and everything else. So it's like, you can't tell the old lady, like, yo, I would love this food. Can I check out your bathroom real quick? BRB. She'd be like, what? I'm sorry. Like, you take it. You're nice. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I just ate. I'm gonna eat this later. And then you tell her how great it was. She's an old lady. Make her feel good. And if she's a psychopath, then you dodged a bullet by not eating her food. Everybody's happy.
That's true.
Speaking of public bathrooms, there's a secret. So people don't know because I feel like people will think I'm being dramatic, but it's true. If I go, first of all, I try to avoid public bathrooms as much as possible. But if I go to a public bathroom, I try to hold my breath as much as I can because if I smell a hint of someone taking a crap or a hint of fishy smell, I start to literally gag. It starts to happen. And if I don't hurry up and get out, I will throw, like, not real throw, but like gag where I have to swallow it.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I don't tell anybody, and I try to just first of all, not use a public restroom, but never at a gas station or anything like that. And in a restaurant, if I smell anything, just walking in, I walk out because I might gag. I might, and I can't tell nobody because they'll be like, "Girl, you tripping."
I'm like you. I hate it, but you know what I've learned to do? Or like when you go to porta potties, I'm like, don't breathe with your nose. Breathe with your mouth. No, literally, if you
No.
And I know, but like I mean, like not like big breaths, but I'm like almost like, you know what I mean? Just like, and these masks help. These masks now, they really help if you have to use like a public restroom.
Do you know what happens when you smell something? You literally take in particles.
You're with your mouth and you're tasting it. It's like,
You take in particles from it, from the feces. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here. Like,
Sounds right.
I don't know.
yeah, you don't want.
No, it's you'll be okay. You're not taking in particles like that. Like you'll be fine. Like it's not. You'll be okay. No.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
But still,
like everybody could smell their own shit. Okay, you could sit in the bathroom for 2 hours with your own and be like, oh yeah, and go and then take a shower, and you're fine. But if it's like at least for me, if it's anybody but me, I'm like, ooh. But right? Am I right or wrong?
I think you should post this on your dating profile where it is. Be like, this is a clip about things you should know about.
Mine is okay, but yours?
Okay.
Kind of shit you need to know about.
Elizabeth, I have a question for you. Actually, this is a scenario.
Okay.
But this will lead into a question that I have for Elizabeth. So during quarantine, say you break up with your dude, right? Or y'all break up for 4 days. Wait, let me rewind. No, I'll just keep it there. So you break up like for 4 days, but during that time, he cheats on you. It's like fellatio or something. So then y'all get back together, and he tells you, do you block or smash him?
2 days or 4 days?
How many days?
It could be 2 weeks. He's down the drain. He's done. I don't care. You can't. I mean, like,
it's like, do I feel like watching? Like, how can I, with your assistance, or if I can afford you right now because it's quarantine, if my man is cheating, how can I during quarantine? I'm supposed to be not doing nothing, not sneaking over nowhere for the deed. Like, how can I catch him cheating during quarantine?
Okay, I'm trying to think of what I can tell you here an airway. To catch him cheating. Okay, I can't give away that secret because then they'll know. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna have to call you up on the phone after this and be like, here's what you gotta do, here's what you gotta look for, because
Okay, yeah.
these potential cheaters to see this and be like, oh shit, I gotta check this, or I gotta watch out for
Right.
that. Like, so to protect your, security on being able to catch a cheater, I'm gonna DM you later. But honestly, like, here's the thing. Here's what I always tell women, because we've done the numbers here at KNA many years, like for 5 years. I guess the past 5 years, we've been compiling our numbers. 94% of the time, it was like some funny number, like it was 94, 95% of the time, women, when they called us and they had an intuition that their man was cheating, they were correct.
Damn.
So if you think it, you probably know it. And here's the other thing, like,
Damn.
men and women tend to act guilty when they do something wrong. Like, there's things that, like, they just come out and be like, he's acting weird, or I called him, he didn't answer, or he said this, like, and I didn't think he went anywhere, but he's like, oh yeah, I went to the store. Like, you get little things, especially if you're on it, unless you're like, okay, baby, that's great, love you, but if you're asking questions, you're gonna get something, I feel like, in your stomach, be like, I feel like something's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like,
But I'm saying, what feeling can you get over quarantine? Like, we're only texting, we're only talking on the phone. So maybe we get into a little tiff, and then, like, we both petty, so we're not talking to each other for 4 days. So then, like, the 5th day, that was just like, babe, I love you. Okay, babe, I'm sorry, I love you. I was tripping. But then, like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, what could I do to be like, he's acting weird, or maybe, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at?
Do you feel like something's wrong right
No,
now?
this is a scenario.
Okay, so in the scenario, do you feel like something's wrong in the scenario? That's like at the
No.
No.
I'm saying I don't think anything, because we get to each other anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not allowed to. I'm following the rules. I'm not sneaking out for the D. I'm staying at home.
My question is, why did you just decide to all of a sudden follow the rules? Because the Danielle I know, never follow the rules. And all of a sudden she's like, oh no, I'm going to stay in quarantine and I'm going to, just listen to what he says. Oh no, just in the one time I've ever met you in person, not going to happen.
You're going to get that deep, Danielle.
Yeah. Just like, come over, wear a mask. Don't look at
when you see it, you gotta go for it.
Wash your hands every time you go by. But,
Well, I have like okay, I'm trying not to say too much. Somebody that I was very interested in, the quarantine happened, and he went from, dang, I can't say that either. I wasn't really tripping. And then the quarantine happened. And right before the quarantine, I started to be like, you know what, this could be something. And then the quarantine happened and he just got MIA. And someone, an associate of an associate, had posted something on Instagram. Because at first I was like, well, maybe it's me. I'm busy. I'm like, let me be more open. I'm trying to be understanding. And I'm texting like, hey. And he would text me back, or he would call me, but it just was so different. And then this person that I know posted on their IG this thing that said something like, oh, alcohol. Something to the effect like, when men are with their wives during quarantine, the girlfriends wonder, or something like that. And it just immediately, when I read it, I said, oh. And so
you had a little knot in your stomach, like, oh, something's wrong.
I mean, I wasn't mad at it, but I was thankful, low-key, for reading it, because my brain was not there, because I am busy. So I put him on blast. I called, like, hey, so where you been? What you doing? What's up? What's going on in your life? And from the response, they were good answers, but I knew he was full of shit. Sorry, full of shit. And I'm so thankful though, because it was early on. Remember I told you girls, I'll let you know if he's the one. I'll tell you when it gets serious. That guy. Yeah, he ain't.
Ooh.
That was quick. And then there's other things, positive wise. During the quarantine, I have certain guys like, I just want to come by and hug you. Or I'm gonna send you something. Like being really sweet. So it's definitely, I think, something that kind of shows you the real without you even having to do anything.
Right. Real quick, can we each give men advice on what can you do if you're quarantined in separate homes from your boo right now? what can we advise a man to do for their woman during this time? Like, can you send her a meal or something? Like, what's the thing
Yeah,
that would touch you at this time?
yeah.
Touch you.
Good one.
Touch you.
I like that idea, Pega. I think that's always a sweet gesture, sending like a meal. Now that it's so easy to just, you can just hop on and put someone's address, like send me a meal, just like communicate. Like there shouldn't be any reason for someone to go MIA in general. And I feel like especially during this time where you're like, okay, you're definitely not at the club, you can't be at a bar, no strip club, et cetera, what, no, like really. And you're like, oh, you should be at home, you can't go to the beach, so like what are you doing,
I'm
and
saying this much: if you're gonna send me a meal, you might as well come over, because they germs is all up in the kitchen doing whatever, who knows what.
you might as well come with
a random
dessert.
meal coming to your house before you trust the man you were sleeping with. That doesn't make any sense. Come over. Don't send me food. How about you just don't send me food and you don't come over? But if you're gonna send me food,
I don't like those ideas. Don't send me food and don't come over. It's all negative. Negative.
let's just stay
Don't.
quarantining.
Do.
But in all fairness, hypothetically, because I know it's not everybody can't do that. But if you're home for 14 days, quarantine around no one, and then the girl is around 14 days, quarantine around no one, then why can't you be together?
Exactly.
I agree with that. That I don't like disagree with. But if you got like, we're talking like multiple.
You got like roommates, you got like kids.
Right.
What about
Or you
when
leave
you party to each other?
with her kids and her grandfather. So what if you don't live by yourself?
Yeah, then you can't. What did you say? I'm just, for me, like, I'm being fair because I'm still working, and even though we're masked and everybody's washing their hands and gloves and all this, I won't even put myself around anybody because that is really quarantine. That's not fair.
I got a question for all of us, because it sounds like we're really hard on men sometimes. Sometimes we can be hard on men. Do you feel like you are emotionally available to men?
Yes.
In my nature, I'd say, yeah. I'm just like myself. Maybe it's a Capricorn thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I like keeping it real, but I think you have to also be able to differentiate between that, get to a place where you're like, I can't be too emotional. By emotional, what do you mean, Pega? Like sharing like your feelings, sharing what's on your mind kind of thing, or like
available, like,
yeah,
I don't know the dictionary definition, but like available to have something that they do or say or have them touch your heart, and be expressive to them. And Elizabeth.
I think, you know what? I think I've learned over time to not be emotionally available right off the bat. You definitely need to protect yourself and your aura, so to speak. Like be yourself, be funny, whatever, it is, but you definitely have to save some parts of you for people that deserve it. So that's my opinion on that. Or for
What about
someone.
you? Elizabeth, what about you?
Yeah, you go.
Well, I am no longer emotionally vulnerable to anyone since I've taken, but back in my day, no, I was not open at all. Number one, I think that somebody, if you're gonna open yourself and become vulnerable or give things a chance, then they definitely have to deserve that. They kind of have to earn it. They have to work for it.
Yeah.
But with me, that kind of starts on a friendship level. So I don't see it as opening up romantically first. I feel like in my experience, it's always been best to open up as friends first.
It is.
Because you get to know a person. It's like before you try to jump in bed with them, as fun and easy as that is to do, it's like take the time, get to know them, figure out if you even like them as a person before you open up. Because let's be honest, before this opens up, some of this is probably going to open up a lot of times. So you want to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to mend,
Yeah.
than a broken heart.
I think that I am, but what I do know is like I immediately like decide. I'm a quick decider. That's a word. As soon as I need a man. It takes a man for me to like be like, hey, what's up? But I don't run across them often.
You don't deal with
Across
them.
old enough. I run across old enough, and you should be. But I mean, you know what I mean about a man. Like, it's the ones that are like
super masculine.
Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? They're just trying to get in bed. But it's the ones kind of like, I'm busy today, but tomorrow you got me for, wherever you want to go. Like, just, you can tell a man. You can tell.
Yeah. That's maturity right there.
Yeah. And it could be any age. I've seen mature in 20s and 30s and whatever. But at the end of the day, and those are the ones that I'm open for.
Mm-hmm.
Not open.
I'm
open.
I feel like the older you get, you have to be smarter in that and like assessing like who's a F boy and who's a, narcissist, mama's boy, who's a, and you're like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, loving your mama, but wanting someone exactly like her, wanting someone who's, you're like, I don't know, cooking for you, doing whatever, whenever you want, come over and this and that. Like, no, we ain't doing that. And I think, What do you think, Miss Capricorn, Miss Fellow Capricorn, Danielle?
I don't know. I think like as women usually know who we're gonna be emotionally or open to. I think like we just know when it's that time, like, okay, I'm gonna start opening up like to this person. We've already really made a mental note. It's just like kind of us making the decision when we want to date someone or just friend zone them, like Elizabeth said. It's all in that process. And I feel like once you turn left and you're like, okay, like he's just gonna be my homie because I know like I can never get with him emotionally. But if I know it's someone that I'm romantically interested in, then I'm making it right. And so then you just start developing that type of relationship. I do think like even as the relationship grows, there are still some things you keep to yourself. I think over time you start to release more of yourself. And it was just like I was watching on Instagram Jada Pinkett talk about she's been with her husband over 20 years. And she was like, I did not know him till this damn quarantine happened. And it's like, how do you not know someone you've been with for 20 years? But I think it's also like, it's just a process. And it's situational. Like, how does this person act in, when their back is up against the wall? How do they act when, everything's arise? So, yeah, that's when I'm emotionally invested.
And that's very wise words, Danielle, from coming from such a hard A. Wait, I just realized I can't say like words on here, right? Because I'm used to like blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
knowing what you know as a PI, what can you say? Like, how can women be emotionally available to a man? Like, what does that mean from your experience?
Well, you can be emotionally available to a man as soon as you call me and have me run a thorough background check on him.
Oh my
gosh.
Well, I was gonna say, I was just about to say, if I'm going to her, I'm past emotionally involved. Like,
So,
you finna die.
Do you check out the guys before you date them?
Well, what's funny is I ended up getting into a very serious relationship with a private investigator. So
That's
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool as long as you're honest. And thank God, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like even before I knew what he was about, I was at that point in my life, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to be honest. It is what it is. If they don't like it, they can see ya, because I was in that stage of my life. But knowing what I know now, yes, there is no way I would ever date again without doing a thorough background search, because you can meet somebody and they can seem like the nicest guy and he's so sweet, and they have what's called a short con and they have what's called a long con. Kind of, it's self-explanatory, but long cons, and I see these people all the time and we get paid big money to go check them out because this person's like, I'm about to marry them, I'm worth this much money, I want to make sure everything's legit.
Yeah.
Background check, they have 3 different social security numbers, their ex-boyfriends willing to say, oh yeah, she was married in West Virginia, and you're never gonna find the marriage license, so da 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 da.
Hey.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff, and they seem so nice, and these guys, or women call us because they're on a long romance con, and she's like, oh, the guy drove a Lamborghini and he take me out to dinner and treat me like a princess and da 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 da. And I'm like, so you didn't care to know the truth because
Right.
the ride was so fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never know somebody till you know them. You're talking about Jada Pinkett Smith, and she's like, I didn't know my husband after all these years. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, people tend to act really well when they're in comfortable circumstances, but when you make them uncomfortable or put them in a situation that makes them feel out of sorts, you're going to see their real self come through. They cannot pretend. So put them in an uncomfortable situation. And this is what I always did with guys. I would, pretend like, oh yeah, my best friend's going to come over and stop. Hi, and they'll say things to kind of feel them out. Like, are they jealous? Are they weird? Do they know somebody the other person knows? Or I always say go on vacation. Once you go on vacation with somebody, before I become really good friends with somebody, I go on vacation with them. Before I get into a serious relationship with somebody, I would say, let's go on a vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
Stuff is going to go wrong.
That thing.
Yeah, and you'll see them like freak out. At one time, this guy, like his car broke down, I swear to God, and he was like 28 at the time, and I was younger, and he couldn't fix it. So he starts crying, and he's this big, tall, he was like a Tommy Hilfiger model. He was all buff, and he's like, oh, I can't get my car to start. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, heck no.
Who would ever guess this? So I'm sitting there, I was like, oh my God, this is what he's like. Like, they just have to be in a comfortable situation.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree. I've heard that before. Like, they say, go on a vacation with someone, like spend like 6-7 consecutive days with them and see like what happens, how they act, how they even like keep the hotel room. Like,
no,
are they?
You're gonna want to smell what they smell like in the bathroom. After hearing what you have to say, you're gonna be like, I need you to come in here and see if I can deal with this smell right.
Right. Why do you think it is that people need to get an investigator to reaffirm what they really know already?
Because people lie since the beginning of time. They tell you what they want to get. So this guy wants to get in your pants. He is going to tell you anything in the world.
Right.
No, baby, I would never. No, I've never hired hookers before. Really? When you go through his text later on, a year into it, and you're like, oh my God, this guy had a real problem. It was not like a one-time thing or a bachelor party. Like, there's so many things to find out. Not to mention, like, okay, if they're lying to you about bankruptcy, if they're lying to you about like having been arrested before and now they're on probation. Like, I dated a guy one time. He looked, on paper, he was perfect. Oh my God, perfect. Like, Columbia graduate, engineer, gorgeous model. And then you find out like he's on probation and he's paying taxes from the last 6 years, and I'm buying lunch.
Yeah.
WTF? Are you kidding me? So you never know.
Okay, we're gonna questions. All of our questions, Elizabeth will answer at the end of the show tonight.
Okay.
But let's move on because we all came in with some stories from the week that we found, right?
Right.
Who wants to go
Yes.
first? Their
Who wants
update.
to go first?
Somebody else.
Okay, mine is about, this is gonna get a little bit serious, but did y'all hear about the protests that were going down in Huntington Beach?
Yeah, what's up with
Yeah.
that?
People protesting the stay-at-home order, right?
Mhm.
And like getting dressed up, and it's like, it looks like a parade going on TV. And my opinion here might be controversial, but whatever, it is what it is. Like, it's kind of absurd because I feel like people look for things to become outraged about. Like, are constantly seeking something to be outraged about. I don't know. Have you guys heard about this though?
Just a little bit, but I was like, seriously, the photo of it annoyed me. I was like,
Because y'all are you're in close packs together, so you're contaminating each other if it's around, right? And then I don't know. Thing is, if there was no stay-at-home order, people would be protesting that and saying the government doesn't care. Like, they just care about the economy. They just care about finances. They just care about money. They don't care about our health or safety, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's just weird. What do you guys?
I don't understand.
I don't know. If you have an opposing opinion.
I don't understand whether you believe it or not, why you would test it out because you're upset and go around hundreds or thousands of people right next to you complaining about the fact that you can't go nowhere. It's like everybody's not grown anymore.
Right.
Like, you just can't keep it together. Like, Granted, I do understand the financial aspect, but I also understand the fact that this could be, and I feel it is a real thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm mad. I'm mad I can't go to the beach. I won't lie. No, I am, but like I won't go and protest, you know.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Yeah.
that.
I mean, if it's like a year from now and
And I might just
I
leave the
think,
country.
Yeah.
Right.
but I'll just, I was like saying, let me get a kiddie pool. That'd be fun. Throw it up. Yeah.
That's a cute
Right.
idea. I don't know, but
Like,
yeah.
I can understand like 2 or 3 weeks of quarantine to slow the curve and everybody stay in, like they say, hide your mama, hide your grandmama, like that kind of thing. Like, okay, if you're, older, you have any underlying health conditions that you know about, definitely stay home and you have to take care of yourself. But I think continuing it on for like 2 months or a month and a half, to me, I think it's overkill. My partner's sister is really hyping the CDC. And so we've been getting the updates throughout everything. And basically her whole thing is like, we have to keep those that are vulnerable. You will find some that come into the hospital and they don't know they're vulnerable. And like, oh crap, I got it. And we're dealing with this.
Yeah.
But the most of the time they all had serious, or underlying health issues. So for that, it's kind of like, to me, I believe that we do have to protect the weak, but at the same time, after you have a certain period of that, it's like, okay, if you are compromised, now you maintain quarantine, the rest of us have to go on with our lives and you have to stay separate from those people. Maybe we still wear masks, we still have certain things that we have to do, but continuing on for, a month and a half, 2 months, I don't think is feasible for long-term or even short-term. Like you're hearing these people say, well, I'm worried about this person dying or that person dying. Well, we're also worrying about most of the people, who are middle class and below being able to pay their bills. And it's not just like, oh, financial, like, oh, investments are going to be big. It's like, y'all, they got kids to feed, like, and the world cannot stop for that long. So even though I do understand stopping the curve for the first part of the time, I do not understand continuing it for a month or a month and a half when we have the knowledge, to be able to say, okay, these people, they have to separate themselves and you cannot go see them in convalescent homes until we have a solid vaccine for this. But for everyone to stay, I'm not for that. And as I'm a constitutionalist, I don't side with the right, I don't side with the left. And even though I may not agree with people rioting or going and doing this and that, it is their right to go out. It's not martial law. It's not the law that we actually have to stay quarantined. They're just saying you can't open businesses. So what they're doing isn't legal and they're exercising their American right. So whether or not I agree with what they're doing, I am at my heart and core a constitutionalist. I believe what our country was founded on. If that's what they want to go do and be around those people, that is their right.
Yeah.
You don't like what they're doing.
I had a realization moment, I guess. Someone I know, and I can't say which hospital, but ain't that far away. Their wife, I can say that. Their wife works at a hospital, and this person showed me a picture of the freezer that is outside of the hospital with all the dead bodies. It gave me this moment where I was like, this is real.
Whoa.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Whoa.
The freezer was like, those big like storage things you can park on the street, but they're huge and you put all your stuff in there, you can haul it away. It was humongous. It was like 2 or 3 times the size of my apartment. And it was dead bodies in there. And it made me say, dang, this is real. I can't say where the hospital's at, but this hospital is not far from where I live. And this person's a nurse there. And it was the freezer where the bodies are. This ain't no joke. Whether it's Corona, whatever it is, people are dying. So that woke me up a little bit because at first I was like, more people are dying from the flu than this. And then I was like, I don't know anybody who has it. But then it got closer. My cousin's friend had it. And then this person's uncle passed. And now I see this freezer thing with bodies in it. Okay, I don't need more. I'm Black.
It's serious. Nobody said. I mean, I am not saying it's not serious. It is.
No,
serious.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you with freedom and people can do what they want to do. Hey, at the end of the day, it's your life.
The
I'm staying in the house.
The economic situation that you brought up, Elizabeth, is like so real though.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a flood of people filing for unemployment. Isn't that one of your articles, Nidra, that What was like,
So I was reading this article and it was speaking about, sorry, I have salt on my lip. It was speaking about how 30 million Americans have filed for unemployment.
Wow.
In 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So that's almost roughly 1 out of every 5 people. Not to mention, it's a lot of people working that wasn't documented and all these other things that we all rely on, restaurants, wherever.
Yeah.
And I was just tripping like, dang, 1 out of every 5 Americans? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that hopefully don't have to go bankrupt in the process of this. That's people's, like you said, their children that are needing to be fed. And unemployment, what does it take? Like 3 weeks, a month, 2 months to even get your first $300, $400, whatever dollar check?
right. And even then it's like, it's a quarter, maybe a quarter of the amount that you're receiving. And then like, there are people who don't have, like, they don't have a visa, or they're here undocumented. So they don't have the ability to even file for unemployment. So like, what do they do?
Yeah.
What would you expect your man to do if he lost his job during this time?
Y'all better figure out a way to start making money.
Yeah, you gotta be smart. It's really a time like where you have to be smart. And that's something I learned like maybe, I don't know, when I was like 24, 25. Like I always have to have a savings. I always have to have a backup. You know what I mean? I can't like spend all my money going out, clothes, whatever, this, that, like you have to have some sort of backup, but I mean, for the people that like are working in the kitchens, people are getting cash, a lot of even just a lot of people who work in those businesses in the nail industry and restaurants and all this get paid, under the table. And now how are you even going to make money? You can't even collect unemployment.
And what do you tell your children?
Can't even try to
Yeah. I mean, grocery stores are hiring. You could do some like delivery jobs, Postmates, but
That's what I would do. I'd say, baby,
30 people trying to do the same thing now.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm going to deliver food. I'm going to do that. And, they were hiring, I think, like, not just at Amazon, Walmart. I don't know if it was Home Depot, Ralph's. Like, there's a lot of opportunity. And I was actually telling my man that the other day. I was like, you know what? If we didn't have jobs, because, we work remotely, we're already set up for that. If I didn't, I'd be getting out there and getting a job right now. Nothing's stopping me. I'm not too proud. I don't care what it is. I'm going to go to work.
Yeah.
And my attitude with the flu was like, I do understand herd immunity and things like that. Sweden did it in a different way. And I'm not saying that's how we should do it. Obviously it's too late now, but I'm fine. I'm like, okay, give me COVID, like back when it was happening, let me get through it so I don't have to deal with it anymore. Because it's like when we grow up, we get, the chicken pox. And you all kind of have to get them. Otherwise you're going to be in trouble later on because you can't deal with that. So for me, I was like, I'm strong, let me get it. But at the same time, I would never go near, a grandmother or someone who had respiratory issues. We stay away from them. But you still have to be a country enough and a society to band together and to say, we have to do this. The world is in this together. So now we're going to protect the weak and try to, shorten that curve for everything else. And it is crazy. It's crazy, but there's nothing we can do except try to get through it in a way that is not going to totally screw us, in a few months.
I also saw something that was talking about how we don't want to walk around forever with mask on and wash your hands and not have the immune system to fight the bacteria, all things that we usually do fight or try to fight. So it's going to be interesting to see the transition. Like, will things ever go back to normal? Are people always going to be paranoid now, or like, what's it going to be?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I think people are avoiding one another. Even like sometimes you like will walk too close to someone and you like second guess yourself and be like, oh damn, should I have like, should I go the other way? And I'm like, I don't want to feel like that. That's not like me. And I like talk, like I used to talk to everyone, at the grocery store. Thank you so much. Like, I don't know.
Danielle, what were you saying?
I'm sorry about you wanting to forget my thought process. But what I was thinking, like, go back to normal. We're not gonna have normal ever again. It's gonna be a new normal. Because remember when 9/11 happened? When like my grandmother used to be able to walk me to my gate. After 9/11, it's cut out. We had to get adjusted to another new normal, taking off our shoes, taking off my wig. Like we had to adjust. So I think like after we open back up, it is gonna be, you're still gonna be like kind of like 6 feet, whatever. I think we're still gonna be doing that because now we're programmed to doing it right now. Hell, I've been at the grocery store smiling with my mask on. Just because I'm like, damn, why they not stopping that? I'm like, guys, I got my mask
I
on.
look like smiling in my mask. This is what I normally in my life.
No, it's called smizing. Tyra Banks taught us.
Smizing, right?
Next top model, smile.
It's gonna be different even when we go back to life. I'm thinking this now, and been doing for so long. You are gonna like maybe wash your vegetables more than you used to. You probably are gonna be like always stock up on hand sanitizer, Lysol. Make sure you're wiping that ass. Like I think you're going to be aware.
But let me ask you girls something. Okay. Do you think people are still gonna have unprotected sex after all?
Hell yeah.
On it right now.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, because people are willing to risk their lives in that department where you can get a plethora of things. Some things kill you, some things, can last with you your whole life, some things you don't even know you have, and then you pass to other people, and that is going on million. I'm just saying, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't want to talk about a lot of things, but I follow a lot of pages and I try to stay neutral about this whole situation. But I definitely feel like at this point, things like you were saying, Elizabeth, I went to the beach like a couple of days ago and I feel like things have been blown out of proportion. I'm not like in contact with other people. There are like, people are definitely like knowing how to keep a distance from one another. And that's we've always been like that.
Yeah.
So I don't like laying my towel right next to someone. I never do. Like I like putting my boombox on and like loud as hell, and and you're like having like dirty conversations. You're like, I don't need to be next to little kids building castles. No.
The real question from this is, why are we willing to have unprotected sex during this time?
Right?
No, really. Why?
Boredom?
Love. We're lonely.
Love.
Right.
Answer love.
Evolution, baby.
Lonely.
Evolution.
We're
Reproduction is the base.
What'd you say, Elizabeth?
Evolution. Reproduction is the base of who we are. We are still animals. We are just trained, civilized animals. But whatever you say, we're still driven by our need for food, for water, for sex, for love, for all that stuff. And touch. People, here's the other thing. We also have to keep in mind, yes, we have people who could get really sick from this, but we have the rest of the population who is suffering emotionally and mentally right now. Like, I actually talked to a couple of mental health professionals, and they are coming in and saying even other mental health professionals are having major problems. They're starting to go crazy because you can't be self-quarantined this long without kind of losing it. And, I watch social media. I see people who are actually pretty normal most of the time, and now they're like, so today I'm going to do this. Guys, I just have to tell you a truth bomb. And have you heard about 5G? It's nuts because it's not normal. You cannot go like this for that long of a time. Whatever the F they want to say, like, oh, we have to do this, stay home, stay safe. I get it. But at the same time, you can't have everyone who's about to fall apart. And believe me, rioting will get worse. People will get angrier. So you also have to think about the bigger picture of how are we going to solve this as everyone, No,
I agree with you, Elizabeth. People are drinking more. People are smoking more. I was mentioning something the other day to the ladies. There's more domestic violence happening. No, really.
Yes.
There's
Domestic violence is off the charts.
Oh, yeah.
Domestic abuse, and like, imagine if you have to. I was reading all these different scenarios. Like this one teacher, he said, you know what? I was talking to all my different students, and this was an article that I had read. But should I talk about the serious one or the fun one? I'll talk about this one.
I feel like everybody
need something fun now.
Okay, fun. Let's talk about something fun. Okay.
Can we take a shot before we talk about the fun story?
Because I'm getting sober.
shot for everyone.
You
Everyone.
gotta get real sometimes, and you bring it back to the sex, okay?
Yeah, I was like, let's stop this. This is too serious. They don't want seriousness anymore.
They're not serious, but I don't know.
A little bit too serious.
You know, just a little bit. I need
Okay,
to
so
get
now let's
paid.
talk about how we're not drinking too much and we have healthy mental states, obviously.
Oh, wait till the end of this. Wait till the end of this one. This is gonna get.
Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, Pega, now back to unprotected sex. What were you saying about that?
Love this topic, huh?
Well, no, you said bring it back. I was like, I don't know, people are gonna like that.
Natalia was going to talk about her topic.
Okay, so my topic in celebrity news, right? So
Yes.
if you guys haven't heard, we have supermodel Gigi Hadid and musician Zayn Malik are expecting a baby girl, I believe.
Yes. Crazy.
Which is so crazy and awesome. And you know what got me thinking? So I came across this article about them and how they've broken up like, I don't know, like a handful of times, like serious breakups. Some of them, it seemed like a month. Some of them were like a year or so. And what this article was talking about was how it's healthy for you to actually break up and then get back together with somebody, kind of telling you, well, I mean, depending on the scenario, of course. I mean, if someone's done you completely wrong, scumbag you, like done, but it's saying it's healthy sometimes to take a break. Maybe you're not in the right state. Sometimes you need to actually, even us as women, I feel like sometimes I need to be alone to really focus on myself and give like my career a go. And maybe even in the beginning of like when I was in my college years, I was happy that I was single, you know, because I was able to kind of build myself and then say, all right, now I think I could like get into something. So with that being said,
an on and off again relationship with someone, is that good for you? That's what the article was saying. It's like healthy.
But
or
yeah,
good.
that had like happened to me before. I feel like it is good. Sometimes I feel like it is a good thing. You need to take a break. You can get to a place where it can be toxic. You need to take a break. I don't think it's a good thing to necessarily get back together and then be like, boom, let's have a baby. But hey, you know what? If that's what happens and you feel like I couldn't be without this person, I'm in love with you and this is the step we need to take, marriage or not, I'm happy for them. I'm cool with it. So what do you ladies think about the whole scenario?
That's a real question. Like if you're in an on and off again relationship and then you get pregnant, what do? Do you dive in with both feet, or you're like, I'm not too sure about this?
You can't be not too sure after you're pregnant. You have to go in. You have to.
What do y'all do?
I mean, they're rich as hell. What do they have to
I
do?
see your face. Come on, girl. I see your face.
What do you guys think?
No, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Me?
Yes.
Babies.
Yeah, so for me, just because I've been in I'm in a relationship with a guy, so he had a kid, it's obviously, my step kid now. So, yeah, I know. I love her. She's awesome. But looking at that and seeing the experience from a lot of my other friends and, family members and things like that, I feel like, if it's not a decision for both people that they wanted to have it, then it's going to be really sticky because the woman can say, well, I want this, but then it's really not fair to the guy, because if you keep it and you're like, and you have to be there, and he's like, yeah, I didn't want this, and you said you were on the pill, then I feel like that's really not fair to the other person, because you're literally changing their life without it being a conversation. And not even just the other person, let me re-specify that. It's the kids. The parents can fight, break up, get in a relationship, and they're adults and they can deal with this stuff on the side, but the kid doesn't understand that. A kid's like, but mommy, daddy, but why don't you guys love each other and all this? So I see the aftermath a lot of times of what the kid goes through because one person wants a kid, or because, they weren't ready, or wasn't what they should have done, or whatever else. You can always have a happy ending, and get out of their lives, but it's going to be a mess in a lot of ways for many times. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation to say, well, I'm going to keep you and you're going to go with this. Like, I wouldn't.
You think it's going to work out between them though? Cause they're young. They're like, I think she's like 25 and they've been together, I think off and on for like 5 years. I mean, like I don't know, like year breakup, month breakup. They always like make these big tabloids about them. And I personally believe, no, I don't think so.
When I was 20, when I was 25, I didn't know up from down, and I was in a very different mental space. But that being said, a lot of people I feel like are naturally more mature, you know, and so they can handle it. So because I don't know them personally, it's hard for me to say. Looking on the outside, I'd say no, it's not going to last. But what do I know? I don't know them personally. Maybe in person they're like super. Maybe they're just super mature and they're going to be great with it. Who knows? Yeah, it could totally. It could. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Do
the
you
whole
think
thing
it's
about the
healthy for you guys to break up and then get back in like a relationship, like for a period of time? Has that ever happened to you guys where you felt like it could work out, or
Yeah.
once you've like broken, like that's it, we're done?
you know the
Never.
saying, if you love them, let them go. That
Yeah, but
could
if you leave, then shouldn't that tell you that you should have let them go and you shouldn't let them back? I don't know.
And if they love you, they'll return back to you.
Or they won't leave in the first place. Maybe y'all just work it out and you're adults and you're not like, screw you, I'm leaving. It's like, I'm gonna talk this out even though I hate you right now.
No, but what if it's like an on again, off again thing where it's like the other person loves you so much that maybe they have a job in another country and they're like, I'm gonna let you go. I know that you're loyal to me, but like this isn't fair to either of us at this time in our lives. We're both young, we're both, you know, so I don't want to keep you from seeing other people at this time.
Do you
Then
think they ever mean that when they say it? Like, I just want you to be happy. I don't want to keep you from seeing other people. Do you think they're really okay with sleeping with other people? That's just like blah blah.
right. I don't know. What do you think, Danielle?
Free.
I think, yeah, like, I think that if they're mature enough to make that decision, I would rather someone not be with me if it's going to make them happier.
Mm.
If I'm not providing what you need, or if I'm not fulfilling whatever it is you need out of a partner, and you know I'm not going to do that, I would be like, why stay?
Yeah.
Let me go and let you go because I do want you to be happy. So that part, yes, I do.
Yeah.
That's true. Danielle, what was your story?
What was my article?
Yeah.
Oh, about the hater.
About what?
Hater. What?
About the hater. So I was reading this article about, this is a fun one, but I was reading this article about Gabrielle Union telling Steph Curry's wife. You guys know who Steph Curry's wife is?
Ayesha Curry.
Curry, yeah. I love her.
Okay. That their relationship wasn't gonna work, like she should have left them, like giving her advice on her marriage like that. And so I was thinking, like, my point of view when I was reading, I was like, how is she gonna tell somebody else about that marriage when her marriage is in shambles?
Mm-hmm.
Like shambles.
Hey, who's giving who advice?
Gabrielle Union was giving Ayesha Curry advice. When Ayesha Curry and Stephen Curry, they've been together since high school.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle Union, like, girl, I'm not taking advice from you. You haven't had a successful marriage.
Man, have like
We all
multiple
have,
baby mamas.
Huh?
I'm saying, doesn't her man have like multiple baby mamas? Gab Union, right? Like, doesn't like like
They were on a break. Remember when I was talking to Elizabeth about like breaks that you take with your mate and they snap?
Yeah.
Him and Gabrielle, you were on a break and he had a baby break. And then they got back together.
And then she took him back? I didn't know
And
that.
she took him back and they got married. Yeah, they had a baby break. And then after she took him back, then
Baby.
they got married.
yeah, baby. I took a baby.
That is, yeah. Well, she.
So I'm saying, like, I don't know. Yeah.
But first off, let me just say this. Let me say this. I don't think it's any other woman's right or business to publicly tell another woman about her relationship and whether it's good or not or healthy or Well, now that is something that if you want to tell me that, like discuss that behind closed doors. Clearly there's some sort of like resentment. I don't know what. I mean, I see Aisha and Steph and they seem like they have a very healthy relationship. You know, Aisha has her own company and business and cooking and he does his own thing. And I totally respect that. I think they're like couple goals. But yeah, that part where like someone feels the need to like bring your relationship and say that might not work out, like, please.
Okay, but can we be realistic about this? Because we each have that girlfriend who wants to give unsolicited advice, right? It's like that's what that reminds me of. We
And
each have
she's
a
annoying
girlfriend,
as hell. I hate girls like that.
and like you can't listen to them because, I mean, who do you know? How do you know who to trust? Because like, okay, if Aisha Curry had listened to Gabrielle Union, she wouldn't be married right now. So like, how do you know who to trust?
Is her name Aisha or Aisha?
Aisha.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
It's spelled A-I. So how's Aisha?
Aisha.
I thought it was Aisha because like A-Y-S.
Oh,
Aisha. Maybe I've been mispronouncing it. Aisha.
I have no clue. I really want to know though now. But we do have those friends. I always have those friends. I appreciate those friends to a certain extent. But I'm not gonna lie. I listen because they're my friend. But
Yeah.
I also think about who it's coming from and why.
That's true.
Because you got some friends that will keep it real and they happy and they good and they just, you know. But if you notice, your friends that are happy and pretty settled, they usually don't have much of an opinion.
right.
I'm like, do you be happy?
That's true.
But then the unhappy ones got something to say all the time.
All the time.
And like the good friends are the ones that literally are like, you know what? As long as you are happy,
Yes.
like I am happy for you, baby. You're like whatever happens to you. But then there's the ones who want to like impose on your life, like, oh, well, you got back with him.
Huh?
Oh, it's like, well, almost like I can't be friends with you if you are, you know, messing with so and so. Like
Judging. That's a judgmental friend right there.
And I've had the friends who like try to like come all close and think you're really listening. And I'd be like, oh, you're right. And inside I'm like, girl, you would screw him right now if you could.
Well, you better not be friends with her, okay? Number
But
one.
you know what I noticed? About 70% of people are like that anyway.
Yeah, they're not my friend.
So my friend is very low because I keep going, oh, you're one of them. Oh, you're one of them. Oh, yeah. And it just keeps getting lower and lower. As I get older, it's just lower and lower. I be thinking I'm good. Okay, this hypothetically 15 group right here. I'm straight. And I'll be like, oh, we're down to 12.
Okay, Elizabeth, as a PI, you probably have like a sharp sense for like you're like a hound dog. Like you can sense it.
yeah.
Like a sexy hound dog. Like you can sense it from like a mile away if someone's phony or whatever. Like what advice or tips, what have you learned from your work about like how to like point out who's a phony friend?
Well, you know, the thing that I found is, and yeah, you're right, I do have a pretty strong radar for it, and I generally call it pretty much right off the bat. But what I do differently than before, because when I was younger, I had no sense, and I would get myself into the worst situations having no idea what I was doing. Literally, I mean, Pollyanna totally. It's really just about letting the other person talk. And I don't know, there's no science to what I'm going to say, but people tell you the truth. People will tell you the truth. Like I've had people be like, oh my God, you know, I drink way too much. Just kidding. You know, I do like to drink. And so it's like, if you're sexually attracted to them or you're desperate for a friend, you're like, oh yeah. And you're going to excuse all these things. But if you really kind of like, just let your guard down and be natural and listen to them and then like talk a lot less, people get really nervous when you're not interacting so much and giving your opinion. Just like by asking them more questions, you're going to get it, because people like to talk about themselves most of the time. And people, they have this innate I think I said it last time I was with you ladies in the studio. This innate desire to tell the truth. They have a hard time really holding it back. So if you really want to know, you will ask questions. And if you really want to know, you'll listen to their answers to those questions and not be like, oh, they're just telling me that. Oh, they're just being silly. Like, no, people tell you, and just listen and ask. Don't care about what you're going to say. Just be honestly interested in finding out what their opinions are on things or how they react to certain things or what they actually say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Guys, are you eating?
No, I need to after this.
I made this.
What is that?
I didn't make it, but
We get one of those.
I know, right? It's chocolate chip,
That's so good.
sun-dried chip, and then these are just to back my drink up.
Nice. That looks so good.
So,
Hey,
Now,
over here faded already, just FYI. This is
I-
my second margarita, and then that shot wasn't, I'm still sipping on another shot.
There she goes.
Friday.
Yeah, I already ate. No, I'm just having a drink right now or two.
Let me tell you, Elizabeth, I wanted to mention something like just kind of in this whole entire thing. One thing, or what would you say is like a big, I'll ask that first. What would you say is like a big initial red flag for somebody to even like want to come to you or think that something's going on? Like what is like maybe top 3 initial flags you would say?
real quick before you answer, Elizabeth, so
Yeah.
sorry. We're opening up for questions. So as she's answering this question, go ahead and type in your question on YouTube Live or IG Live, and we'll make sure Elizabeth answers it if it's a good question, which I'm sure. So go ahead and submit your questions while she's talking. Go ahead.
I want to understand your question better. So like if they come to me and they think somebody's lying to them, what are the top 3 tip-offs that I see in these
Or
things?
you in general, like what's your opinion? Like what are the top 3 like that would make you skeptical, of somebody in any way, shape, or form? Like,
Okay, first thing, if they don't have any friends. Now I'm not talking about my super nerd techie friends, who are like, they not that they don't have friends, they're just not super social. But if a girl ever, and this is what I tell guys, like, well, how can I tell a bad one? If a girl's like, I just don't have a lot of friends, like girls are just jealous of me. Dude, run as fast as you can, as far away as you can, because believe me, there's nobody that hot. I don't care if she's Giselle Budkin, to not have friends and for every girl to be jealous of her. There's a lot of women out there who are not jealous and they're secure. So it's because she's got an issue.
Yeah, like they're thieves.
Yeah, and the same thing with guys. Yeah, they're thieves. Yeah, they're thieves. Actually,
They'll steal your clothes, try to steal your pen.
damn.
Second one.
Right.
If they can't keep a job as a stripper, probably can't trust them. I'm just going to say, if you get fired from a job as a stripper, I'm going to tell you guys, run, all right? She's not buying that car and house because she's just a nice person with a big brain. That's a lot of funny, but true. The people will get tipped off when everything seems so perfect. It's because they're not listening. Because people are human, and even if you spend an hour with somebody, most of the time, if they're truthful, you're gonna be like, yeah, well, I have this, or I don't really like that. Like, if everything is so gravy and everything in their life is so good, and, I always question that sort of thing. Like, even realists are like, yeah, I'm making money, could be more, but blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, I got so much money, look at this. Hey, have you seen my car? Have you seen da-da-da-da? I'm so great. Kind of like, always wanting to show how they're so great and I'm such a good guy. Oh, I would never. Somebody constantly says I would never. A girl says I've only been with like 7 guys ever. She's like 30.
5.
Goodbye. She's a liar. She's an effing liar. No,
Yep.
there are some girls like that. But y'all, if you're in Vegas, you're in LA, if you're in New York City, you're in Miami, and you're busy saying I've only ever been with this many guys, or you can fit it on 2 hands. Get out of the room.
First of all,
Go on.
I'm on this video, okay?
Bye, guys. I'll see you.
I'm with you too. Well, I'm on. But I will say it's not something you advertise.
No, they do, because the girl will be like, oh my God, I would never know. I've
No,
only
they do when they're lying, for sure.
Mm.
I think.
people will get caught in things. Most of the time when they come to me, it's because they found something. It's like, I saw this text, it was late at night, he said it was this or that, you know.
You know, it's a big red flag, and I didn't even realize it. When someone tells you they don't have any social media.
No, yes.
Yes.
Right off the bat. And I realized this, like, I'm in a relationship now, but a guy that I dated years ago, he had told me right off the bat, like, I have no social media, nothing, no Insta, no Facebook, no Snap, no nothing.
Did he work for the CIA? Because if he didn't, he's hiding something.
Right? And so, wait, I did my own investigative work, kind of, sort of, right? And so I was like, but, you know, being all like, oh, he's cute and this, you know, and he was well-spoken, etc., successful. I didn't like go and just type in his first and last name on Google, which I should have done, right? So we hung out, we went on like a couple dates, and this was like the only time in my life where I woke up the next day and never heard from him again. Never heard from him again. I was like, no explanation, nothing. Like, texted, didn't get a response. And I was like, okay. I texted one more time, didn't get a response. And I was like, you know, I have my pride. I'm not going to run after you. Like, and we sat and talked for like hours, like everything, life exchange. So whatever. I was like, I know your first and last name. Let me go and just like type it in on Google, right?
Maybe his real name. Well, he's not that slick. Oh my God.
This guy had 2 Facebook profiles, okay? Not one, but 2. And his picture on his Facebook was of like his hand like this, and it looked like he was sitting at a table and it was cut off, and all you could see is the girl's like acrylic nails holding like that. And I was like, what?
No.
And he was like, I found out, because he told me he's a stockbroker. No, you're not. He got his license revoked because he did some crazy shit where he like millions of dollars in like corruption.
No.
You want to know this part? So this was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. This was a long time ago. Not too long ago, I got a text message like maybe like months ago or something, from a random number saying, hey, it's so and so. I'm having my birthday party tomorrow if you want to come.
He sounds very familiar.
Wait, ladies, can I ask you, block or smash? Okay.
And on 3, 1, 2, 3,
2, 3.
block.
100% across the board.
I have
like,
a question.
Yeah.
Oh, but did you have a question? Or sorry.
Go ahead, Elizabeth. You're gonna say something.
What? No, I was agreeing with what you said. It was very acute, and I didn't even think of that. But that is another thing when women come to me, like, oh, he has no social media. I'm like, okay, is he over 70? Because, you know, even guys in their 60s have Facebook and stuff, and they're trying on IG. So tell me what's up, because, you know, or here's the other thing. There are people with massive amounts of money. They're like, you know, billionaires or things like that, to where there will be no social media on them. They're basically ghosts online. And we get hired to do that sort of thing, make somebody a ghost, because you don't want to be a target. So unless they're like fabulously wealthy and, you know, or they work for the CIA. I mean, I do have friends in industries such as that, you know, government contractors. They're not going to be online, or they'll be online with a totally different name, and it won't even be, you know, everything's gonna be super private. Like, yeah, don't trust them if there's no social people.
Yeah.
I think that's a big
I got a
one.
question
Just
from
type
a
in the
viewer.
name.
What do you say, Megan?
Right. I got a question from a viewer. They asked, Elizabeth, how can we know if we can trust a partner?
Such a big question.
That's broad.
It got quiet.
You know, I don't even know how to answer that. I think you never just trust somebody 100% out the gate. Like maybe 20 years down the road, you know them well enough to where you can really trust them. Like,
That's a long time.
okay, maybe like 10 years down the road. But no, because I still get women to come to me and they're like, they have kids and everything else. 20 years later, they find out all this stuff. But if you really spend a lot, it depends on how much time you spend with this person. Like a lot of relationships I see, they only spend maybe dinner together and then vacations. And they can have kids and everything else. So like when you're not spending that much time with somebody, how well do you know them? and how much time can you trust them?
Mhm.
You know, so I always say trust them a little bit at a time. It's almost like a child. Relationships are like a child. You know, don't never give somebody too much to where that they could really harm you, and always protect yourself up until the very, very end. Where if you guys are getting married and everything else, you're going to disclose certain things. But still, I always suggest keeping certain things private and maintaining a bank account that has money for you for backup and everything else. Never trust anybody with everything, because people are human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's just my personal advice. Obviously, I'm not like.
I agree. I think, and it sounds like very like you keep 10% of your life to yourself, you can come back.
10%.
10%. That's the magic number.
I'm saying, because how can you be in a relationship and not give yourself? That's not real. But if you got 10%, meaning you putting $100 a month away for 10 years, meaning you keep your little friends, few of them, like, because you know people to be trying to X out. I don't like him because he like you, or like, you know, just trying to X out, keep you private and take you away from your world. Keep 10%. Keep that really one close friend you can count on. Keep a little bit of a savings account. Keep your life popping just a little bit. So if you gotta roll out, you have somewhere to go.
Yeah. Always keep yourself in shape. Always keep yourself ready for tomorrow.
Oh.
Like he just goes crazy. He gets in an accident.
Yes. And just lose your life and lose who you are.
But like
my mom always says that don't ever lose yourself because of a man. Don't or even when you become pregnant, I became, but no, this is still your body. This is still your health. This is still, don't, you know, they say don't lose sleep over a man. Like, it's easier said than done a lot of times, but no, you're right. You need to keep working out. You need to keep your nails done, your hair looking good, money in your account, like new clothes. Like, no, you need to keep that up, because I mean, maybe I'll even ask you, Elizabeth, like, I feel like that's a big factor in relationships. That's sometimes why men have a wandering eye. A lot of the men that I know, they want a woman that doesn't lose herself, that doesn't let herself go because of him. And he's still working out. He's still looking good. He still has all his friends. He's still going out. And what are you like? Just like, oh, yeah, I used to be young. I used to be bomb.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. That's so depressing. But no, that does happen. You're right.
But it's true. It happens a lot, and you hear about it. And it's not like, you know, we have to maintain that. Like, it's not even like a physical thing. It's that confidence in our relationships of like, you know what? No, I am a catch. You have to always remember you are a damn catch.
And be a catch.
Yeah.
Don't give up and be like, whatever, you still want this. And it's like, but you don't even do anything to take care of yourself. Like, you know, you still have that sexual attraction. So don't just be like, oh, I'm with him, it's whatever. Like, don't you think that both people need to like maintain themselves like to their best ability?
Absolutely. Yeah. But then where's the line? There is a line though. It's kind of like a balancing act, because I found in the past, when I get into some relationships, and I know other people do this, you kind of you become you get comfortable in the relationship, and maybe the person you're with is a little bit on the jealous side, or like feel some type of way when there's too many people staring at you or whatever. So it's like, in order to protect them, you dress yourself down. Maybe you don't wear a tight dress when you're going out to dinner with him. Maybe you wear.
No, get over it, get out.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens, because I know it happens.
No, it does happen.
People have told me that. And so it's like, where's that line between, because like on one hand, it's an act of love to sacrifice that and keep it sacred to only that person. Like, this ass is only for you. This body is only for you to see. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wear this in the bedroom for you. But then at the same time, it's like, yeah, you still want to like tease them and to like excite them, because they see those eyes on you when you're out at dinner with your man, and like that kind of adds to the excitement for him. So it's like, here's what I've always said, and I don't know if you agree with me, tell me what you think. I've always said that, like, at the beginning of a relationship, what men love about you, like whether it's physically or whatever, like sometimes you kind of tone that down for your man, because you only want to give it to your man. But then however long it is down the road, 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, he looks back at you, he looks at you now and he's like, who are you? I miss the old you. And you're like, I did this all for you. What are you talking about? Like, that's always been my biggest fear in a long-term relationship, is to lose that part of myself and have the person turn around and be like, what happened to you? And I'd be like,
you happened to me.
Yeah. I think, you know, instinctually, or maybe it's the way that like society is, you kind of see a woman like living, breathing, dying for her man. You know, I love him so much. And it's not even where you lose yourself, like I was saying, physically, like losing yourself in your mind and your emotions, like, you know, letting that take, like, just take over you. And you see sometimes women like start off in a relationship and they're happy, and then you go further into it and you almost, instead of becoming better, you become bitter. And then you're wondering why that energy and that chemistry is so off. We play a large role in that. So I don't disagree with you, Pega. I think there are times where we cannot fully 100% like depend on our man to make us confident and make us feel good. Sometimes I don't even need to hear from you that I feel good. I'm going to look in the mirror and tell myself, I'm bomb. You don't even need to tell me right now to whatever. Like, I have that within myself. I'm resonating that around me, you know?
yeah.
I agree. Like, part of the reason why I'm the way that I am is because I'm so busy trying to live the life that I want to live. So it's not easy, being that, I don't want to say it's not easy, but it's easy for me, but I can see how it's not easy for girls or women to date right now because of social media. Everybody's got the boobs, and they got the fake boobs, and they got the fake butts, and they got the little waists, and they got all this stuff going on that they buying, which may not even be hot in 10 years, because I remember when big boobs were in, like Dolly Parton, and small waist and not butts. And now, so who knows? I'm not hating. I want to look like that, but I want to look like that in a real way. It's okay. It may or may not happen. Yeah. Anyway, all I know is, for me, I'm not fake. I don't put fake stuff on myself and try to live this life for a guy that I'm dating.
Yeah.
Like, for one, I ain't got the money, because the money that I have, I would like to do other things with that. And then for two, I just really want to be the best me I can be. So if I'm supposed to have a big butt, then I'll be in the gym doing squats. If I'm supposed to have a smaller waist, then I'll be working out. If I'm supposed to, whatever it is, I just naturally have to find a way to get that. You will see me looking crazy one day. You will see me looking bomb as hell. It's funny, I think I look more messed up than I do cute, because a lot of people tell me, you clean up so nice. And I'm like, damn. No, it's mostly family. Anyway, but my thing is, and guys, I'm always like, whatever. I look cute, really. What it is I think more than anything, it's how you are. Mm-hmm. Your hair could be all over your head. You could be not in the best clothes, whoever, chilling. But if you got that certain essence about you, that aura, yes.
I think they quoi?
He's like, yo say quoi? Okay, I know what's up.
Yes. A real man is gonna notice that and not try to tone you down or pick you up or anything. Yeah. I'm looking at all of you, and we're all beautiful. Every single one of us. Look at the screen. That's crazy. We can look messed up, we can look dressed up, we can look whatever, and everybody up here has a brain, their own money, doing their own thing. So if you could get any one of us on this screen, you'll be a lucky Emma Effer. Okay.
Damn,
ladies.
Damn.
Like, I'm just saying, really, and it, to me, it's hard to meet women that are like us. It's hard to meet women that will tell you the truth and be down with you and have fun with you and respect you and all these things without everything that we can buy on us. It's not that easy for men. I know it's not.
No, it's hard for you.
It can't be, because I don't know too many people like any of you girls. So
what do you think, Danielle?
Yeah,
I think you guys said everything in one. It was perfect. Everything was
Great.
perfect. And I was like, damn, I think that too. I literally thought about everything that you guys said, and I was like, damn, I was gonna say all that. So it was perfect.
Yeah, you have to be like, I'm quarantine worthy. All right. You want to be quarantined with me if this ever happens again, and it could. Who would you want to be quarantined with?
I would have never thought in my wildest dreams I would live to see a pandemic.
for
Ever.
real.
Either.
Real.
Ever.
We're the new children of the depression. We're
I
going to be
was
stocking up forever, telling kids and grandkids, like, you don't know. You might not be able to buy toilet paper tomorrow. Like, we're like, no toilet paper. And like, stocked up and water back here.
Never imagined.
It's like a movie.
Right.
Maybe it'll change because I was talking with my guy about this the other day. I was like, do you think it'll change the way people date? Because now you're really realizing like things could go crazy and things could go like this. And I need somebody to where we can make money together. We can hold it down together. I actually like to spend time with you.
Yeah.
You know, because here's the thing: plastic surgery, anybody can be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look like something, you can have enough money, you can be pretty, right? But you can't buy a good personality. You can't buy somebody who actually has the same likes and interests as you, and who you want to be locked up with if you got to choose. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it does change the way people date, not to where it's like, oh, it's fun to hook up with you tonight. It's like, no, maybe you actually have to care about their personality and a brain.
You know what I want? I think I want somebody who knows how to hunt.
That's true. He can shoot a gun. He's
I'm
got.
like, dang, I was reading something
That's hot.
saying how like, us as I can't say the word Americans, but I forget which word it was, but we don't know how to feed ourselves.
I do. I'm from Indiana. Speak for yourself. We live
We have to go to a store.
That's true.
Right.
We can't go out and kill a chicken. And I mean, there are a lot of people who can, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we Californians who don't have a farm, who don't milk cows,
Yeah, I can't do shit.
we can't do nothing. We are screwed.
We
So
couldn't survive.
I need a man who knows how to kill it. Not cow. I don't eat cow. Kill a chicken.
I would think with California, all you need to know is like where to get the granola. You know, it's like the healthiest eating place ever. You don't need to
Right.
you know, I can get my gluten-free
Yeah.
acai.
Acai bowls.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I mean, all in all, I don't know how to garden.
I don't know how to garden.
Garden. Yeah, same. No, one last question for you, Elizabeth. We got one last question from you from a viewer. How would you describe a good man?
Question. Does he make you feel good, and is he real with you? Because I can say like, oh, if he does this or this or that, it's not about what I think, because everybody has their own things that matter to them or that are important to them, or like what they consider their idea of being faithful. So, you know, do they appreciate you for who they are, for who you are, and they're not trying to change you? Number one. And number two, do they make you laugh and they make you feel good and you guys like to spend time together? I feel like it's not just his humanity. So for that, that's a good man. Is he going to be real with you? That's a good one. That's a good one.
Very. Yeah.
That is a good one.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's some other things I'd like to add into that, but they're kind of like hashtag NSF. Like I can't say them on here. Like you definitely need a couple other things. But you know,
I want to know.
Right.
Why can't you say them?
Eggplant emoji.
yes.
Got you. Does anyone have any final thoughts or anything to say before we log off for tonight?
No, I want to thank Elizabeth for coming on. Like, it's so great to see and speak with you again. We had so much fun, as we always do.
I love you. Thank you so much. Ladies, it's always so much fun to hang out with you. Like, I'm actually kind of like, I'm not going to go into this, but I'm like, I wish we could just be together right now, because there is something about not having that energy being with each other.
Yeah.
So I miss you guys. I miss you girls. I can't wait to do this like in person.
Yes.
And we will. We definitely will once this is all over.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna hug you, touch you, feel you.
Hugs for everyone. Love you all. Really.
Love you.
Okay. Okay, bye guys. Thank you guys for
Bye.
watching.
Keep it real. Keep it